So, as an analogy, I use my cousin Caleb, who at the age of 7 said, "Is sailing an Olympic sport, Dad?" And he said, "Yes." And he said, "Why?" And he said, "Because I want a gold medal in the Olympics." So, easier said than done. The good news is the fact that he knows exactly, being a guy and being 19, 20, he knows exactly what he needs to do from his strength perspective, right? He knows exactly how much he needs to bench press in order to be able to sail the boat, right? So there's a physical ability that you need in order to get to the Olympics, and it's fairly easy to measure, right? That's what physical trainers are all about. There's also a performance thing. You know you need to measure a certain number of races. You need to get the top 30 finishes, 2 top 20 finishes. He knows this because this is an established rule. So in your businesses, this is like sales knows that they need to meet their quotas. Manufacturing knows it needs to be efficient. These are all the numbers that are easy, right? What do you think Caleb does the worst on? The marketing metrics, right? Because I set them for him. And I said, in order to make the dollars that you need to get the Olympic sponsorship out there, you need to demonstrate to a sponsor that you have enough exposures and friends and followers to do something for his brand, right? Sponsor's not going to sponsor you unless they feel that you're going to benefit the brand. So you have to reach certain milestones for your marketing program. You have to have a certain number of members and a certain number of members of your Facebook page, certain number of followers, and that's going to lead you to a certain number of sponsors, which is going to lead you to the dollars you want. So last time I checked, he was doing terribly, right? He had all of 21 followers on Twitter, so go follow him. He's at KDPaine Sailing. Anyway, the point here is the fact that you need to think about, what do I need to achieve that goal, right? What is it? How much? Maybe it is impressions. Maybe it is how much exposure do I need to get the messages across, to get the awareness out there? Or how many followers do I have to get to that trial or that purchase or that advocate? You have to break it down into those processes. And that's what your key performance indicators are. So it might be from external sources, the percent increase and decrease in share of desirable coverage. You notice I don't say positive. Desirable, right? Share of posts and comments relative to the competition, right? Or by channel. Am I getting my share of stuff out there on YouTube or SlideShare? From your internal sources, you're going to want to know whether you're getting your increased visit, your unique visits, or repeat visits. Repeat visits are a sign of engagement, right? Time on site, things like pages per view on your sites, that's a sign of engagement. That is a metric that you will want to know. You need to go to your web analytics guys and say, I need this data because that's going to be my key to success. I ultimately increase repeat visits, I increase the length of time on site, so therefore more people are downloading our stuff, more people are going to that source that I'm trying, that whatever that measure of success is. I'm getting more people to register, or I'm getting more people to go to my unique URLs. This is action, right? This is the result of the stuff that you want to be measuring, right? That's your key performance indicator. And you need to have all those steps along the way. So what do you need? You need one of 3 things, but it totally depends upon what your goals are, right? You need some form of content analysis if you're going to measure desirable conversation. Is the conversation out there, in print, in broadcast, on Twitter, on Facebook, on blogs? Is it desirable? In order to know that, I'm going to need some form of content analysis. Not just monitoring, but content analysis. I'm going to need some level of survey research, whether it's existing survey data that I already have, that I can go get from someplace else in my company, or am I going to have to do some level of survey? I'm going to have to put a poll on my website to know whether I'm changing people's minds, changing people's attitudes. Or maybe it's publicly available data. Guess what the State Department uses to measure its public relations effect? The Pew Research Survey on American Opinion. What do people think about brand America? That's their measure of success. You can use outside research as well. If you want to measure engagement, you're going to have to do some form of web analytics, right? Google Analytics, it's free. Predictions and correlations and that actual, is this making a difference? You're going to need at least 2 out of 3. You're going to need to say, okay, I got this desirable increase in desirable conversation. Did that lead to traffic to my unique URL? Right? Did that get me where I was trying to go? So you do a chart. You say, here's my objective, here's my key performance indicator, here's the tool I need. It's very simple, right? And I know it sounds complicated. I'm throwing out a lot of acronyms out there. But if your goal is to communicate messages, you got to do content analysis, and you probably need to do a survey. So it's, start off with some form of content analysis. That's your tool. If your goal is more efficient customer acquisition, you're going to need some form of web analytics and CRM system.